Welcome to the BFF Report. I'm your host, Mike B, aka Phony, and today we're going to be focusing on the Alliance starting zones that are coming up in Cataclysm. And this is important because I know some of you guys really can't sit there and watch like a 30-minute long video that focuses on just one race's starting zone. So I took all the Alliance ones, condensed them down in one nice little 10-minute video, and hopefully this helps you guys out. Let's get started. Welcome to Gnomeregan. This is the Gnome's new starting zone, and as you can see, we are right in the middle of cleaning this place out and making it a little more livable for our favorite puntable race. Your first quest involves slaughtering a handful of crazed leper gnomes that I guess we'll just classify as too far gone to be saved. Follow that up with porting out a few pansies who are clearly incapable of walking the necessary 67 feet to safety up here with their friend, sporting the safe tag, surrounded by gnomes with shotguns. Come on. And just like that, you are on your way to the surface, but not before decontamination, of course. A multi-step process that comes complete with lasers, magic missiles, and malfunctioning robots. Now that you're topside in New Tinkertown, it's time to get down with some of the epic storyline following the pre-launch events that I'm sure all of you completed. If not, Mechatork here will be more than happy to recap the events for you.
Gotta get out of here! Lock force, beam us back, quickly!
Before moving on, there are a few fluffer quests that you have to do, of course. This one involves babysitting a robot while he cleans up some radiation geysers in the south end of New Tinkertown. You do this while simultaneously collecting parts for another guy who is building some kind of leopard gnome rehab-o-matic 5000. Be sure to stick around, of course, to find out the result of his experiments. Or just watch this clip. Skipping a few events here because I don't want to spoil everything for you guys. Mechatork asks for your help to stop Crushcog from further developing his mechanized infantry and requests that you do some sabotage down at his motor pool. Simply walk up to some of these guys, throw up these grenades, problem solved. For whatever reason, this fight music came on and I just couldn't hear anything he was saying. I couldn't hear anything else going on around him. A bug? Oh, who knows? Is it like one of those guys on the motorcycles who play their music super loud and you can't hear anything when they pull up next to you at the stoplight? Probably. But anyways, this is your standoff with Crushcog, and notice that he has way more health than you're gonna get through here. We're at level 5. But luckily you're armed with this laser pointer that allows Mechatork to focus his aptly named weapons.
Missiles! Mechatork beam!
Following the defeat of Crushcog, you are now met with Mechatork and... Oh, really? Hey, I'm sorry. I can't even hear myself think. Nobody can hear you. The next step in our adventures takes us to Karanos, where you'll start to see a mix of new and old quests for the locals there. And with that, let's go ahead and check out some of these starting areas for some of our lesser geographically displaced races. I'm gonna be honest, humans are kind of my least favorite race to play. Even after they got every man for himself, I still was kind of borderline. But now that tier 11 makes it look like RoboCop, I'm kind of interested. Kind of got my attention there, Blizzard. But back to the story. Blackrock Clan is attacking Northshire, and it is up to you to help stop it. So there are Blackrock spies everywhere, and they're very hard to see. You might actually miss them if you're not looking for them. Some of them are just so cute and cuddly, you just want to hug them. But unfortunately, you gotta kill them all. Now that the rear is clear, it's time to move on to the east side of the Abbey where the Blackrock are fire clearing the area. Luckily, even armed with a sweet fire extinguisher Ghostbuster-esque backpack. Fight out the aggro and put out a few fires, and you know, I had an opportunity here, wearing the backpack, to actually leave the Abbey, and I'm sure it's gonna despawn, I know, but I'm just thinking, wow, RoboCop would look so awesome with the jetpack. Wrapping things up in the Abbey is the quest to take on the leader of the Orc invasion, Kurtok the Slayer. Rolling into Goldshire for the first time, and we see that the Horde has decided that this is just not a good time to be questing. So we'll go ahead and wrap things up with humans and move on to Draenei, which looks strangely familiar. Oh, that's right, because pretty much nothing has changed from pre-Cataclysm since it was added in BC, and any further changes would just screw up the lore and continuity, and we know what happens when Blizz doesn't mind their lore.
I just finished reading The Shattering yesterday. Falstad Wildhammer was going to be on the Council of Three Hammers, but in the beta it's Kurdrin Wildhammer, and Falstad is not in the game at all. What happened to him?
Thanks for pointing that out. We're gonna get that fixed.
So I guess the dwarves are gonna go ahead and blame Cataclysm on the fact that the Trogs are essentially taking over the dwarven starting area, and maybe they're just gonna ignore the fact that maybe it has something to do with the gnomes leaving. Regardless, the Dookie balls have hit the fan, and it's time for you to help clean things up here. Because of this, Anvilmar is on total lockdown, and Jonah Ironstock tasks you to gather a precious dwarven resource: beer. And they are going to need a lot of it. After that, you're given some normal quests, running around and just kill a whole bunch of things. Unlike these guys. Here, guys, can I just help you with that? Thanks. You're then sent to kill a whole bunch of Frostbane trolls and spy on them, which I thought was a pretty cool thing. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, ninja. Dun, dun, dun. Didn't take me long to figure out that you actually don't really have to hide from them at all. Excuse me, thank you. And of course, there's the legendary boss fight in the starting zone area that all of this tension is building up to, Griknir the Cold. You ready for this? Thank you very much. And with that said and done, it's time to go ahead and head over to Kharanos. Or not. Looks like you're gonna be stuck here for another quest or two until you get all of the necessary supplies required for your obviously very long trip between here and Kharanos. Enjoy the flight. In the meantime, let's check out Night Elves. Not a lot of changes going on here in Teldrassil. As far as terrain's concerned, that is. There's a lot of lore changes, of course, and there are a number of new quests mixed in with old ones. Darnassus has got a big tree for the Worgen to piss on. That's pretty classy. Ruthen Village got a big overhaul, letting you avoid the Wetlands Gauntlet when trying to get your night up all to more impressive starting areas.
All right, we got this. Yeah. Oh, come on, really? Come on, Gator. Oh, every time I come, I never playing this game again. Hate you.
The big changes come when you hit Darkshore, and you see that the place is trashed. And as you know, it's like this everywhere in the game. I mean, if your starting zone is not that impressive, just keep on moving on, because you're gonna come across crazy stuff like this pretty much everywhere. I mean, look at Westfall. Look at Loch Modan. So for all of you Alliance guys out there who are having trouble deciding whether or not you want to re-roll or whatever, hopefully this helps you out. Next week, I'll cover the Horde side. Hit me up at aka Mike B. Talk to you guys later.